sucks when you're watching something on your phone like this, but the video image is like that. Oh, gets me every fucking time. But I literally ran out of my house because I was like, you know what? Sorry, let me just give myself a second to breathe. Okay, I ran out of my house because I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Let me just leave. Let me change my environment, because I was feeling very much like, I wouldn't say overwhelmed. Overwhelmed is not the word. I'll say just very, I don't feel very grounded. And that obviously threw a lot of things, of course, because at that time I was literally cleaning everything in the house. I was doing my little laundry. So I just saw someone walk past. Do my laundry. I stacked the dishes in order to put them somewhere, and then I started like taking off the bed sheets from my room to start cleaning that. Swept the bathroom, started cleaning the bathroom. So I was doing multiple tasks all at once, and then it just stopped, and I was like, I'm tired. And this is a lot, and like I'm trying to get it all done in one day and all this stuff. I'm like, so I feel like the reason why I wanted to come back, because you know it's a little Dear Diary session, is because there's too much going on in my head right now for me to feel like, oh yeah, let me go speak to someone about it. I'm like, no, let me go speak to the internet. Hey y'all, so this is the Leonie space. This is the space that we all gather together and say, you know what, I low-key don't like being an adult sometimes, and just cry about that. And it's not really much of more of a cry session, it's just more of the fact of like, I know that honestly, ever since I hit 20, bro, ever since I hit 20, everything's just been like evolving for me, which is great, but at the same time it's quite scary, because I'm like, because in my head I'm like, it can only go up from here, and if it only goes up from here, am I prepared for that? Okay, as I was saying before I got really interrupted by my phone, so I'm peeping around because, again, you know what, I'm in the forest. Sorry, I'm in the forest. You can probably hear someone calling off their dogs. People walk their dogs here as well. But anywho, the main reason why I decided to come back and do this whole like Dear Diary, I never actually did a Dear Diary thing. Let me just stop chatting shit, bro. Like, I'm worse than Scissor, bro. I just be live for no fucking reason. Anywho, the reason why I decided to do this is because I just wanted there to just be a space and a platform, because I've always wanted to come back to YouTube anyway. That was my main goal. I was always going to come back, but I just didn't know when, I didn't know how, I didn't know why. But then I was in my room all slumped, and I was like, ugh, what am I gonna do? So I just got up and I was like, you know what, fuck it. I got up, grabbed my phone, grabbed my little tripod, grabbed my fucking book. I'm gonna write an article, not an article, but an essay. So I'm doing my little research on Audre Lorde, and I've got my little speaker out here, power bank, keys, chart, whatever. But besides the point, the problem is the fact is that I am terrified of evolution. Do you get what I mean? I'm not scared of trying, I'm scared of succeeding. Because if I succeed, then what? Like, what? Then what happens? What happens after that? You just keep going, like, shit, yo, like, that seems like a lot of pressure. That seems a little bit, you know? And I'm still trying to get out of that mindset, so that's why I'm trying to, like, throw myself more into situations where it's a bit new to me, it's a bit bizarre to me, especially I made like a promise to myself that the rest of this year for me to just have that, I guess, that sense of like mix of solitude and the idea of like not having to be so comfortable with the idea that I'm gonna fail at something. And I feel like that's the idea that I've always been comfortable with. Like, I've never really been like top of the class, I've never been set one babe, I've never been like you know, like A-star student sort of vibe. Even though, yes, don't get me wrong, I'd be getting the A's, I'd be getting the B's, but it isn't like something that was like a label for me. So if I failed at something, it wouldn't be much as a surprise as if I was to pass something. So it was kind of like, oh, she passed, okay, great. Oh, she failed, okay. Like, do you get what I mean? Like, there was no like oh, you know. And I'm not saying like my life should be sort of a pantomime, but like, come on guys, like a little side effects goes a long way. I'm gonna tell you that for free. But I feel like, especially, and I feel like what is also making me feel a bit like anxious of like taking the next steps into reaching my goals, into reaching the things I want to do, is the fact is like, I just know, and you just know as well, that you have this whole timeline and anything can happen to it. And the idea of like something coming to like shift my timeline a little bit is like, okay, so what do I do as a filler? What do I do in this thing? And I feel like, especially in the summer, like I never had a summer this long, ever, man. Like this summer has been like a good couple months. Like I've never had a summer this long. But I felt like, a part of me kind of felt like I wasted the summer trying to figure out what to do with the summer. That by that time, months and weeks have literally passed by. And now, literally in the last like couple weeks until I go back to school, I'm still thinking, oh, what am I going to do with the summer? Do you know how crazy that is? So I feel like it's just me overthinking. And okay, as you guys are watching this video, you guys will gradually realize that I'm becoming more self-aware of my actions. But it's because I am aware of it, but I'm just more of like, I need to like speak it out in order to know like, okay, cool, this is what's going through my head. But, and also I think the number one thing that I was going to say previously, was that I personally work in the creative industry in London, and I work in roles particularly in like production. So I've worked as a producer on like short films, music videos, photo shoots, whatever, and that's great. But because that's more like freelancing and like doing free opportunities, and obviously the next stage is like working with branded companies, working with like celebrities or A-listers, and you know, like just like like crank it up a bit, you know. And obviously you want to work with as many professionals. That's my goal anyway. I want to work as many professionals as possible in order for me to know what is actual professional behavior and what is not. And like obviously a lot of the sets that I've worked on, majority of my friends will be there, or mutuals will be there. So you know, it can easily turn into the side of not really being professional, just like a group of friends like making things, which is great because it does give that energy of like a lax sort of situation. But especially if I want to be working with the big boys, I can't be treating my boss as my mate, because we're not friends. The only way I can contact you is literally through office hours or your work phone. Like that's it. And I'm lucky to even get your work phone. Do you get what I mean? So it's a very big like shift that I really do want to strive for. So I have a lot of things flowing through my mind right now, and I just don't know what to do. So that's what I'm gonna just like, I don't know what to do next. That's the thing. It's like I have a whole time and I have all these other things I'm gonna do and all this stuff, but I just don't know what is the smallest thing. It's kind of like, let me say, it's like hosting a banquet and all that stuff. Like you got the guests, you know who's gonna be there, you know the venue, you know the food, you know this, you know that, but the smallest thing you can't figure out is what fucking font to put on the invitation. Do you get what I mean? Like that's how I feel right now. It's like I can see the big picture, but I just don't know like what paint color to use to start. Like what sort of, do you get, God, I don't want to do any more metaphors. I'm no fucking poet. So all I'm saying is that I hope you guys understand and see where I'm coming from. I'm a chill. I'm gonna be reading my little book. I'm gonna be, you know, vibing and shit. Got my little speaker on here, and I will see you guys next time my mind starts to spiral, or next time I do a little diary thing. But I hope you guys have a great day, a blessed day. My advice to myself and to anyone that's feeling the same is that take a minute, like literally just take a minute. If you can't, if obviously, because people have obligations, things that will keep them moving and stuff like that, but like if you're like me, who had the privilege to literally step out of her yard and just be like, fuck it, let me go to the forest, do that. If not, listen to like brown noise for a minute, bro. You know, like it, like just a peace and quiet and nothing. If you have to like run to the toilets at work or something and just be like, you know, take a second to breathe, because like just like when at the beginning when I was hiking, I was moving up. Then by the time I got to the top, like I'm just there like maybe because I'm also out of shape, but at the same time, like if you saw what I saw, bro. Anywho, I hope you guys have a great day, blessed week, and I'll see y'all later. Let me give you another tour. Let me give you a little tour of the forest. Look how cute that is. Let me, ooh, snazzy, look upon you. Anywho, I'm gonna go, so bye.